Today I'm in my hometown, Franklin, Kentucky. It's a farming community that sits on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. If you've even heard of Franklin, it's probably because of some of the people who grew up here, like PGA golfer Kenny Perry, or the reclusive billionaire conservationist Brad Kelly, or maybe the actress Annie Potts. I'm sure you've heard of at least one of them. Oh, and that's me. I'm Maggie. I couldn't wait to get out of Franklin the minute I graduated high school. So it wasn't until I came back in 2009 and went to work for the newspaper, the Franklin Favorite, that I really started thinking about race and how it affected the people in the community. One of the first assignments I got as a reporter was to cover Martin Luther King Day activities. It gave me a great chance to meet many of the leaders in the black community. This is John J. Johnson. He's the executive director for the Kentucky Commission on Human Rights. He took the position in 2007 after a lifetime of work for civil rights in Kentucky and around the world. We're on a street named after him right now. John J. Johnson Boulevard cuts through the heart of what is one of two traditionally black neighborhoods in Franklin. This neighborhood is called Harristown. The streets are lined with trees, churches, historic homes and buildings, and also the African American Heritage Center, which is right here on the left. The recently restored African American Heritage Center, as well as the Brooks Wright Center next door, represent a renewed interest within the community of preserving the African American heritage. Sitting right on the edge of Harristown is Lincoln Elementary. It currently serves as one of 5 schools in Simpson County. However, the original Lincoln School served as the only black school in the community from 1940 to 1965. Prior to desegregation, which in Franklin didn't begin until the 1965-66 school year, Lincoln served as the school for the African American community in Franklin and Simpson County. The graduates of Lincoln School began school together in the first grade and continued through high school graduation.
40 years ago, we as a people, we as a nation, we as a state, and we as communities, we were just coming out of segregation in terms of our schools. And we were trying to find our way. Where do we need to be? What was going on in those segregated schools that we lost? And there was a negative byproduct of what we gave. We lost our black teachers. You know, Frey is one of a few. At one time, you were the only one, maybe still are in the school. We lost discipline. We lost African American males being smart. I wasn't one of them. I was one of the kids that was always struggling. But when I was in school, the males were head to head, even with the females. Now we have problems with that. We're the only race of people, and we've got to do one thought. We're the only race that has ever turned our youth over to another race to educate them. That was the most negative byproduct of what was going on 40 years ago. We celebrate the accomplishment, yet we turned our youth over to someone else to raise.
After I attended the banquet at the Gentlemen's Unlimited Club, I started thinking and driving around Franklin, wondering what it was like for those first African Americans to integrate into the white schools. And then I started thinking how I never realized they felt like they gave up something by being educated in the white school. As a white girl, I think I just figured that's what they wanted. Soon after that, I called my friend DeFrey. We began to open a discussion on race and the different experiences that he and I had had at Franklin Simpson High School, one of us being black and one being white. It was really interesting to hear his take on things, and I think he was interested in my take. So, the byproduct of all those talks is this book. Oral history has always been a big part of the African American life. I want to record these stories, these graduates of Lincoln High School. I want their children, their grandchildren, and their great grandchildren to be able to hear what life was like for them in a segregated school. It's a story that may never be able to be told again. And I think recording their history for a storyteller is one of the most honorable things to be able to do. So that's why I'm doing this book.